All right, we'll continue with our post-race press conferences today for the Powershares Qqq 300. We are joined by our race-winning crew chief and team owner for the number 88 TaxSlayer.com Chevrolet. First, we'll start off with David Ellens. David, can you talk a little bit about being on the box there for Chase's win at Daytona?
It was obviously a really exciting win. You know, we had a little bit of misfortune at the start of the race that we had to work through, and we're actually, I think, like 30th with half the race left, and we're able to. Chase did a phenomenal job just working his way up through there, reading the pack right, staying on the bottom line, getting back up there, but had a couple lucky pit calls to get us in the front at the end, and just enough fuel to make it to the end.
We are also joined by our race-winning car owner, Dale Earnhardt Jr. Dale, you guys had a pretty good day today, also bringing in Elliott Sadler as the top Xfinity Series points contender. Talk a little bit about the team performance today.
Yeah, all the cars really did a great job today. Obviously, happy for Rick and Kelly, who are also part of the ownership on the cars, and TaxSlayer too. You know, I didn't do a good job representing them in the Unlimited, so Chase sure saved my butt this week. We really enjoy having an opportunity to run in this series, and the fact that we bring 4 cars here, really, I think, is a good example, or shows how much we appreciate being a part of the series and how much we are excited about our upcoming season. Dave did a great job putting this car together all off season, and you saw the speed in all the cars. So the guys really worked hard in the shop and worked together to be able to come down here and have good speed across the board. And all the drivers drove real smart. Chase obviously did what he had to do there at the end of the race. I thought that was very gutsy to be able to really put such an aggressive block on the 22, and he did what he had to do. It really, could have turned him in the wall, and Joey might have saved both of them from doing all that. But he did what he had to do to keep the guy behind him, and it won him the race. So I'm proud of Chase. Such a cool thing to be part of his career. You know, he's going to do some amazing stuff in his career, and it's awesome to be a little part of it.
All right, we'll open up for questions now for David and Dale. We'll start over here with Tom, Jared, and then Bob.
Hi, Dale. Tom Jensen, FoxSports.com. Congratulations. You've obviously been in that chair a lot, driving and being a car owner here. What's the level of satisfaction? What does it feel like winning as a car owner compared to winning as a driver?
You know, winning as a driver is a lot different than winning as an owner. But I'll tell you this: it's harder. There's a lot more work goes into being an owner, and there's a lot more people involved. You get a better scope of the whole company really working together and understanding how that happens. You know, before I owned a team, I really took for granted how that happened and who was involved and who influenced the performance of the car, and from the sponsors, the people that don't come to the track that work on the car at the shop. I mean, every bit of that I really began to appreciate quite a bit more as an owner, to see how hard it is to compete and win. Just to get to the track is a real challenge, and this sport is so cutthroat and so challenging, and these guys work real hard to stay competitive. So you get a real appreciation, satisfaction. When you win as a driver, it's just pure excitement and elation, but as an owner, there's a ton of satisfaction. There's a lot of pride goes into that.
Thank you.
All right, we'll go to Jared and then Bob and David.
FoxSports.com, Jared Turner-Dale. I want to ask you about Elliott. Obviously, he's got a ton of experience. He's a past winner, but he's also a close friend of yours. What does it mean to have a guy on your team who is also such a close friend?
I had to think we got 2 Elliots today, but I was happy for him because I thought he ran a smart race. He ran a race that put himself into position to win today. He's had a bit of a hard luck go over the last several years since he left RCR. He was kind of doing well with them, but the last couple of years have been a little challenging for him. So I'm hoping that we give him a great foundation and a lot of support to be able to be competitive this year, get back to victory lane. We got a great crew chief working with him as well. Our crew chief lineup is very strong, and that's going to carry our team our whole company this year. We got, you always think about trying to get the best driver you can in the seat. But boy, have I learned over the last 5 years how important that crew chief is. And we've got, I think, the best guys in the garage on all 3 cars. We brought 4 cars today and Ryan filled in, and he does a great job with that. But our 3 crew chiefs work, they know each other well. They know what they got to do, and they know they do it really well together. And so I'm excited about the teamwork between the 3 teams and what they can all do. So that's going to really help Elliott, that he's got that support system around him. And I expect the teams to have a unique season because of the crew chiefs and the lineup that we have there.
We'll go to Bob next, and then David.
Bob Hawkers, ESPN. Dale, the consensus out there among the Cup drivers is that these cars race so different than in Cup that you don't learn a whole lot. But what can be gained for Chase just for kind of driving with his mirrors and also working with Eddie DeHaan for a whole race?
I think that he certainly can gain a lot of confidence. Confidence is such a big factor out there. Believing in yourself, believing in the car, working with the car together. When you don't believe in the car, you don't make as many moves, take as many risks, or take opportunities and runs that develop. You tend to second guess some of the things you're doing. But you go out there and win these races, you feel like, hey, I'm getting somewhere. I'm starting to learn. You start to build some confidence. And obviously working with the spotter, this spotter is so important here. And more so, I think, than a lot of other racetracks. So I was so happy for him. He's got a lot of things on his plate. So for him to go out there and he's got the Cup season looming over his head and got a lot of things going on. He's had a very busy off season preparing and doing all the responsibilities outside of the car. So he's had a lot going on. So for him to come in here and focus and get the win today was real impressive.
We'll go to David next. You raise your hand to get a microphone, David.
David Swope, ESPN Radio Albuquerque. Dale, so I was curious, is there superpowers in the number 88 because it appears to be the kryptonite to stop Joey Logano from repeating?
Well, I think that we've been talked up quite a bit this week, so I just hope people don't underestimate the level of competition we've got out there tomorrow and the talent in the field. We've got a lot of cars that are very fast, very capable of winning. And certainly got some drivers out there who know how to do it. So it's going to be a very tough job tomorrow. We've got an awesome race car. We're ready. We're prepared. We're going to go in with all the confidence in the world, but it's not by any means a done deal, and anything can happen. The Daytona 500 is certainly unlike any other event. And we'll fight all day long to try to give ourselves an opportunity to win. But, man, there's a very strong field for this race. Hey, good luck tomorrow. Thank you, buddy.
All right, we'll go to Nate.
Nate Ryan, NBC Sports. Dale, on Tuesday at the media day, you spoke a lot about Chase Elliott and the perceptions, and I know you singled out one in particular about, will Chase live up to the hype? We'll plead guilty on that one. Does a day like today, this victory, does it help, do you think, in terms of like him handling those perceptions, or does it raise the expectations and increase that hype going into tomorrow?
No, I don't think it really raises the expectations. I think that it sort of confirms what everybody assumed about Chase and his ability. And I also think that for him personally, it makes all the hard work that he's been doing all this offseason worth it. He's coming into a Cup program where the responsibilities outside the car triple, maybe quadruple. The things that he's going to be asked to do for our partners and HMS's partners are going to really occupy a lot of the time that he's had for himself. And so, you do a lot of work, you do a lot of things outside the car preparing for the year, and this is going to be a long season for him. You mentally adjust over time and get sort of used to it. But the wins and getting to victory lane, it makes it worth it.
Do we have any additional questions for David and Dale? Final one from Jared.
if you could just kind of size up the Gibbs cars for tomorrow, Dale, and just how strong you think they are, and is there one in particular that stands out?
Gibbs.
Yeah.
Danny's car's fast and he's smart. The 18, obviously, he won the duel. He's a hell of a race car driver. Matt's won a couple Daytona 500s. He's smart in his car. I don't care if he's in a backup. That's still a good race car. And the 19, I mean, you know, there's 25 cars win this race, maybe more. I mean, you got to do the right things and be smart. But there's some very, I mean, they're gonna be up there. You know, it ain't gonna be easy.
All right, David and Dale, thanks so much for joining us. Congratulations on the win, and good luck
you.
tomorrow, Dale.
Thank you.